Coming out to ORC tonight for another networking night. We really appreciate you coming down to the club. As you know from networking tonight, we do have a couple of people from membership here, so if you'd like to do a tour of the club, you are welcome to. We're happy to show you around and answer any of your questions. I am actually going to introduce Her Worship, Hazel McCallion, who is going to take over right now. Please come up.
Thank you very much and welcome everybody. You know, the ORC has just been such a wonderful asset to the city of Mississauga for all the many years you're here, been here, bringing a lot of enjoyment, networking, you name it, to the great city of Mississauga. In fact, the ORC has been a major plank in the building of the city, because you've been here when we were a rural area, and now we're the sixth largest city in Canada. The ORC is still here doing a great job providing a wonderful opportunity for families and those to enjoy all the many facilities. And tonight is no exception. They're also interested in developing into business in the city, and that's what tonight is all about. And so I'm delighted to be asked, by the way, Paula, for your book launch tonight, and to provide the experience that you've had in helping a lot of people be successful in the business world. Because the future of this country will be dependent on the competitiveness of our business sector. And entrepreneurs and small businesses built the country, and it still will continue for the success of this country. The large corporations are great, and I brought a lot of them to Mississauga, but the small businesses and the entrepreneurs in our city are the ones that really makes the economy tick, and that's what it's all about. So tonight I have the pleasure of introducing Paula, someone that is talking about something that should never enter our minds, and that is negativity. Negativity is the thing that keeps people down, that keeps companies from being successful, and keeps the community from being the type of community it should, a positive community with vision and with involvement, that is prepared, that the people are prepared to take the time to contribute to the good of the community. When I meet people that say they don't know what to do when they retire, I gotta tell you, I have a long list of things that they can do. There is no such thing as a lack of something to do. It's whether you're positive in your thinking, that you want to, no matter what age you are, that you still want to make a contribution. But what Paula is tonight in her book is telling you how you can be positive. People like positive people. They don't want to hear the negativity. The news is bad enough. But if you're going to be negative in your thinking, then you can't be successful, in my opinion. You got to be positive. You got to accept every challenge and get at it. Get at it, work at it to make a success. So Paula, you have helped many people in the past. I know your book is going to help many people now, and we're just delighted. I'm just honored tonight to introduce you to tell us what your experience has been and how we can all benefit from your experience. Thank you and have a great evening, folks.
Well, indeed, it's my honor to thank Hazel McCallion, Her Worship, for joining us this evening. I really think I should just exit the podium now after what you said about positivity and the importance of it. Thank you so much for supporting my message. And thank you, all of you, for joining me this evening in celebration of the launch of my book, Stop the Saboteurs, Conquer Negative Thoughts That Hurt Your Revenue and Your Brand. I'm so delighted. It's like a collection from my life. It's like seeing everybody who's going to come to your funeral. You know, it's very exciting. So please do come to that too, because I like a crowd, right? Yes. So thank you. There are so many people here in the room that I want to recognize, and in many ways. And if you've read my acknowledgments in the book, you'll see that a lot of you are in there already. But I do want to continue to recognize everyone here in many special ways. First of all, the venue, Ontario Racquet Club, my home away from home, I want to thank Jeff and Carol and his team and Amanda for always providing us with wonderful tennis and wonderful ways to be with one another. So, and those of you who are from ORC, please clap your hands so we know. Woo-hoo! So thank you. So I wanted to hear from our members. Next, the person that I would like to thank is my book coach, Susan Crossman. Susan, if you'd like to raise your hand. Thank you. So lots of people ask me, Paula, how did you do it? Well, there's a whole story there, but without Susan Crossman, I would never have been able to write my book. So do speak with her if you've got a book in you, because I certainly encourage everyone here to do that. And last but not least, in terms of the book creation front, I'm so pleased that Dr. Laura Crawford is here this evening. Please, Laura. So Laura is totally responsible for Chapter 2, all about body first and helping you with the saboteurs by taking care of yourself. So Chapter 2 and Chapter 7 are all about Dr. Laura. So I'm so glad that she's here. Thank you. And you'll notice that my book is dedicated to my Monday morning tip readers, and I think a number of you are here today. And I also specifically refer to Salma Burney, who has been my virtual assistant for the last 6 or 7 years. There are also a lot of advisors. There are a lot of people who helped me get to where I am today by their support. So I am really grateful to have all of you join us today. And if there's anyone I've missed, I apologize, but as you can see, it does take a village to write a book. So I'm very proud of all of you and the relationships that we have forged together. So now on to the business of this evening. Hands up, and thank you again, Hazel, for the introduction. Hands up those of you who are responsible for creating your own revenue. Woohoo! There's a lot of you here. Hands up those of you who care about a person who is creating their own revenue other than yourself. So lots. You ever find that the biggest challenge that you or they face in new business development is actually your own thoughts? You ever discover that? You don't have to put your hands up, but nods will do, and private thoughts will do. And there are lots of possibilities for negative thoughts within us. Given that we have an average of about 40 to 50,000 thoughts a day, of which 75 to 80% are likely to be negative. So that's 30,000 thoughts a day that have the potential of hurting you, your revenue, or your brand. So I call these negative thoughts the saboteurs. I have become quite taken with wrestling with them to the ground over my many years of training and coaching business professionals to create the revenue they deserve. In my book, here's my book, Stop the Saboteurs, Conquer Negative Thoughts That Hurt Your Business and Your Brand, I have identified 22 particularly lethal saboteurs about new business development that can really stop you from creating the revenue that you deserve. There are several main characters who have varying degrees of saboteurs, with one key character who is infested, nay, soaked with saboteurs. His name is Phil. My first encounter with Phil opens the book in the first chapter, which I've aptly titled The Private Hell of the Business Professional. So I'll just read a little bit from chapter 1. First page. I knew that we should not have met there, the coffee shop, a public place. But he insisted, and I couldn't tell him. I tried to give him as many private meeting options as I could. The intelligent office, where I rented space, my other office, his office. No, he said brightly. This is where I meet everyone. It is a central place and works well with my schedule. Fine, I acquiesced. Let's meet in your favorite place. Let's meet in your favorite place where you are going to go to your secret hell and do in public what I know that most of us, especially men, do not want to do. Cry. Cry in public. Cry in public about your business or lack of it. and go to that awful, ugly place where most business professionals go when things go wrong and their revenue is scarce, to their own private, gut-wrenching hell. After 3 decades of working with business and sales professionals who are responsible for generating their own revenue, I knew the signs. This gentleman, let's call him Phil, had already shared with me that he had not signed a new customer in several months. He had to borrow money from his friends to keep going, and his marriage was suffering from the impact of a serious lack of funds. Phil was under enormous stress. He was in trouble, and he knew it. He had hit rock bottom, and he did not know what to do. He had embarked upon a search for resources to assist him, and after a couple of referrals from my network, he had turned to me for help. He felt powerless to change his fate, and he was lost in the tiny details of misery that attend a business that is not doing well. In order for him to receive my assistance, I knew that Phil needed to reach down into his anguish, go to his own private hell, and decide that he did not want to be there anymore. That was my job as a prospective coach. I had to help him go to that place and see if he really wanted to make all of the changes that he was going to have to make. And yes, cry in the process of doing this personal due diligence. Unfortunately for Phil, the tears would be in public. A lot of people want to know what happens to Phil after this. So you can guess what you might have to do to find out about Phil. So to help Phil and other business professionals introduced in the book, there's a Saboteurs self-assessment tool, which is designed to help the readers to drill down to their own special areas of challenge, which are highlighted in Chapter 5, the Sales Saboteurs, and Chapter 6, the Referral Saboteurs. Some examples of the many negative thoughts that the book exposes include, if anyone can do networking, why is it not working for me? Or, I'm just not a networking or salesy kind of person. How am I going to grow my business? Or, what am I supposed to be doing when I'm networking? Or the million-dollar question, how do you create referrals? Finally, why am I doing this? I'm going nowhere. Chapter 7 helps with the antidotes or quick cures for the saboteurs. Chapter 8 highlights the programs that will ensure the prevention of saboteurs, programs that help business professionals create the revenue they deserve. And Dr. Laura talks about how important that is to take care of ourselves. These book-solid programs ensure that business professionals develop the mindset, habits, and activities that will send the saboteurs packing forever. So I am here today to help you stop the saboteurs. My book, published by Manor House, is available at University of Toronto Press, the source for all libraries and independent bookstores. It's at all the Amazon locations around the world and at selected Chapters and Indigo stores. I'm proud to let you know that my publisher, Manor House and Michael Davey, has arranged to have my book featured at the world's largest book trade show called the Frankfurt Book Fair, mid-October. Woo! This next part's a bit cheeky. Take it for what it is. Or you can bypass all of these details and purchase your book this evening for $20 at the side table. I promise to personally autograph any book that you purchase for yourself or for a member of your network who would really appreciate this help. And Dr. Laura Crawford will also sign hers, I'm sure. So I will sign off with my own words from my preface in my book. And so this book is for all of you business professionals who have felt immobilizing moments of fear and self-doubt when creating your own revenue. I want you to know that these paralyzing fears can and do present themselves to everyone when they become the brand. The real battle is truly within your own mind. By exposing these saboteurs to the light of day, by giving them names and cages, it is my plan to help you use your courage to contain them and render them impotent. Help is available, and all you need to do is ask for it. The saboteurs are wily and subversive, and their challenges can be complex. That means you need to develop all-encompassing solutions for the troubles they cause. I will be providing more solutions later in the book, but for now, suffice to say that there is much needed help available to manage this internal battlefield. Business professionals need to seek out all the assistance that they can get. These are perilous waters. For those who have the courage to live by their wits and embrace the world where you are the brand, I want you to know that you are never, ever alone. Thank you. Thank you.
Questions or just move right to?
Are there any questions?
Why don't we have 3 questions about networking from the crowd? Who's got something good to ask?
I didn't say I was sober to answer, though, so that's a problem. Yeah, thank you.
Anyone?
Anyone have a question or questions about the book or anything?
Okay, at the back, we have someone? Is that? Go ahead.
Oh, hi, Maria. What is the most important question to ask when you are meeting someone new? The most important question is asking them about what do you do? And it's very important to have a very good answer for that as well. But in this kind of context, always being interested in the other person so that they know that you are a giver. So what do you do? Oh, Jeff. Oh, sorry.
Lori, go ahead.
Lori, the question is what about high school students or people in university? How can they prepare themselves for the networking world? Is that a good paraphrase? That's where I went anyway with it. So it is very sad to say that there is very little preparation in any of the school system, the university system. No one actually teaches you how to network other than your parents and maybe some nice people who think they might know about how to network. So what would be important is for them to learn about how to network before they actually set out to do networking. So then they don't develop saboteurs. They know why they're doing what they're doing. The myths around networking are what confuses so many people about how to do the very simple act of networking. So it's one of the reasons I wrote the book. Okay.
Jeffrey?
So what are the most crucial next steps after you meet people at a networking event? That's a great question because really referrals, which is ultimately what we're looking for, referrals are generated from one-to-one relationships. So we meet new people here, wonderful opportunity, but we're not going to actually be able to create referrals for one another until we know a lot more about each person and also the business that they offer and to build that confidence. So the best next step is to select the people that you are meeting and decide on who you want to meet with on a one-to-one basis. So you need to develop a mindset about the people that you should be looking for. But one signal is someone who you want to be looking for good networking behavior where they're interested in you, they're givers by nature. Because if they're not givers by nature, they're not going to be referral generators or givers by nature. So the short answer is make sure that you select your network, you look for the right people, you learn how to do that, and you meet one-on-one, and you meet more than once. You don't expect to get a referral after that. So it's the one-on-one that is actually where referrals are built. So everyone's coming to networking events thinking, why don't I get referrals? That's not what this is about. Okay?
So now we'll move to our prize draws for the evening.
Yes. We did have you fill out a ballot, but I think we're going to forego that, right? In the interest of time, or do we want to read this out, or?
If you want to explain it.
Okay. So does everyone receive this at the door? No one? Okay, not everybody received it at the door. So there are some questions. There are 2 different cards there, and what the deal was is for you to go around and meet people. So there's instructions to meet a coach or a consultant because lots of people are here. There is a question about what is the closing rate of an average referral. So the answer is 34%. Pretty good, eh? 1 in 3 referrals end up in closed business, average referrals. When you get good at this, 1 in 2 and ultimately 1 in 1 referrals end up closing. And another question was, what is the date of Paula's How to Be Booked Solid Sample Class? So that's October the 15th at 4 o'clock. So, but there's other questions, but you can bypass all that. And there are a lot of lovely prizes that members of my network have shared with us.
You want to choose the first prize, and I'll have Hazel draw it.
Oh, Hazel, wonderful. I'm mic'd up, so I say, in honor of Hazel, the GMM event free ticket. Thank you, Mississauga Board friend.
Oh, you get one
Yay!
ticket. Good morning, Mississauga. Catherine Jankowski. Growth and Power event free ticket.
Oh, it's going to be a great one.
Well,
come and
on
see
forward,
us. Yes.
Catherine.
So I think this one is the women's networking. Yeah. So this is like a fantastic one. And
Catherine's coming.
Catherine is coming. My goodness. There's so many people to wade through. Thank you, Catherine. Congratulations.
Catherine.
Thank you. Enjoy. Enjoy. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So I can. We have another author. Jay, where are you? Right here. Okay. Jay Rang has written sensory. So Jay is an expert in strategic usage of promotional products. Her book is called Sensory Media, and you're not going to get more expertise about how you can use promotional products to grow your business. So you're very fortunate, the person who's going to draw this book, and of course some promotional products within and without.
Maria De Silva.
Maria, here we go. Sure, yes. Yes. So, thank you, Maria. Enjoy. There's Jay over there. You can have her sign your book. Yes. So we do have other authors in the house. I think everybody's going to leave here wanting to be a writer, right? Which is great. So we have Susan Crossman, my book coach. So not only is she a book coach, she is a writer, an author, and she has a collection of books. And the lucky person who draws this not only gets 3 of Susan's books, but even the 4th book, which is on content marketing. So you want it.
ORC member, there he is. Come on forward.
Aren't you glad you came, Bob? Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. And Darla Campbell. Where's Darla? Darla Campbell, there we are. So this is a gift certificate from Darla Campbell, an hour of her time with you, which you can use in so many ways. Darla is a leadership expert and is also a neuro-linguistic programming expert, NLP expert. So she can help you with a lot, well, of saboteurs if you wish.
And so that is Peter Lepien.
Oh, Peter, oh my goodness. Yeah. And congratulate, Peter has come a long way, all from the wilds of downtown Toronto. So thank you. Thank you. Last but not least, haven't we done well with the oh, I'm sorry, Grace? Grace, do you want, are you, put you on the spot? Yes, okay. So before we draw, oh,
That's great.
that's right. Okay,
This can be
that
the
works
next
better.
one.
Okay. So Grace Attard is mentioned in my book. She is, I have the honor of being a referral partner with her. So we have done a lot of business building, a lot of mutually beneficial meetings and fun and glasses of wine. And we've done a lot of business together. So an hour with Grace. So Grace is a business coach, very well qualified. She has an MBA and she has all kinds of coaching qualifications. So the lucky person that draws an hour of time with Grace is going to be very happy that they did
that's
so.
our member, John Memplius.
John.
Sorry, John.
All right, John. Thank you, John.
Oh, nice.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Okay, we don't have a gift certificate, but we'll introduce you to Grace.
Grace will.
there you go.
She's good for it, John. It's okay. She's good. Yeah. Now, last but not least, ORC has donated a door prize, 6 weeks trial at ORC. So, a lot of good fun.
And the winner is Shelley Rosen. So come
Yay,
on,
Shelley! There you go.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you as well. All right.
And so I'd just like to thank you very much for coming out and speaking today, Paula. We really appreciate having you here. Also, Your Worship, thank you so much for making the time to come and spend at ORC again. We expect to see you in the pool soon.
In the weight room.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you to everyone for coming out and visiting ORC today. Again, we really appreciate you coming and seeing our beautiful space. We do use this space for retreats as well as for different rentals, parties, Christmas, all different types of things we have set up. So come talk to me if you have something that you'd love to book at ORC. And thank you again for coming. There's more food coming out now, and you've got another little while to continue networking and meet the last few people you haven't met. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you. Shake hands.